You're watching the Brooklyn Nets Fan Show on Fan Media Network. I'm your host, Woods. That's my boy, Jaden. Today, we're going to be discussing Game 1 and Game 2 versus Boston and what to expect in Game 3 from Brooklyn.
Okay, so first off, as you guys know, it's the playoffs now. Brooklyn's up 2-0. And honestly, I'm not shocked about what I'm seeing at all. I think that this is definitely was a good way to start it off. You know, our big three hasn't played that many games together, so I think playing Boston with no Jalen Brown was probably the best situation to kind of get that, try to get the ball rolling. And so far they haven't disappointed. I can't lie to you. The first game they started off kind of slow, missing a lot of things that they usually would make, but they got it together and they haven't looked back since. Last game, they won 130-108. Durant finished with 26, 8 and 5. They let Joe Harris get 25. And we look good. Kyrie only finished with 15. And Harden pulled a light 20. But based off what I'm seeing, it's looking like it's about to be a sweep. No question. I'm fully confident in they're about to get him out of here. Get the broom, get him out of here. No question. It just seems like Brooklyn, hasn't. Boston, they haven't really come. They haven't really come to play. Really, there was a point. There was a point in Game 1 where they could have taken it from us, but it just seems like Jason Tatum just didn't do what was needed to take that next step to take the game over. Because there was opportunities when they were down by 3 or 4. You know what I'm saying? And Jason Tatum just wouldn't do what he was supposed to do. You know what I mean? So thank God for that, and thank God that Jalen's not there. But yeah, no. I think that we're doing great. We look amazing. Obviously, we still got the issue with the big man in defending the paint. But right now, in this point in time, I don't think we need to worry about that to get past the first round.
Yeah, I agree, man. I think as a Brooklyn Nets fan, what we need to be concerned with is living in the moment currently, right? Because if you think too far ahead, I think we're gonna get too comfortable, and these guys might steal a game or two. They probably all right. They might steal a game, and that's being generous. But regardless of being said, with that being said, in Game 1, like you said, we didn't close the door. We should have nailed the door shut on Boston. We left the door open, and thank God Tatum and the boys, Marcus Smart. Thank God they fizzled out. Thank God they fizzled out, and they weren't able to complete the potential W they easily could have had. You know what I mean? Like, we left the door open, but finally KD got it going. It was hard for him to get it going in the fourth. Joe Harris had a big Game 1. Joe Harris held it down specifically. Um, but all in all, you could tell, you can see the lack of experience on the Boston side. You can see they're not fully healthy without JB. So to be honest, as being a Nets, super fan and stuff, I'll be honest, I'm not really too impressed with this series as far as big test counts. You know what I mean? We got big tests coming up. We got Giannis once we I think we sweep them. They might, if they do get one, they might get one in the Garden. It's hard to win over there in Boston. So maybe, but I'm not gonna lie, they look unmotivated, they look inexperienced. The Boston, they're just out there. They're just out there running around, doesn't look good. So with that being said, um, I think in Game 2 and Game 3, KD must stay aggressive. He's been efficient. He hasn't been as efficient as he's been in the regular season, but I think he's got to stay aggressive. I think Harden's got to continue distributing. And for the next series, for us to be super effective, Coach Nash has got to find something. Like you said, we got a hole in the big. That's the reality. Maybe we zone off the wall. Maybe we make the wall for Giannis. Miami showed the blueprint last year. Unfortunately, they have not been able to execute that this year. They're about to get swept as well. But I think I think Claxton maybe. I don't know. It's gonna be a tough. It's gonna be a lot of tough matchups out there for the next series. Um,
Definitely.
what I mean, it's gonna be tough to see how it plays out. But for this series right here, I like our matchups. We match up perfectly well with Boston. Boston really has no answers. Um, and unfortunately, I think it's a sweep. I think we win tonight. I think we win tonight by 15, 15-20 tonight. Unfortunately,
Easy.
you know what I'm
Easy.
saying. What do you think the biggest concerns, or what do you think possible solutions to fulfill for the next series against the Bucks.
I mean, like you said, this definitely is this series definitely is not a challenge at all. We're not really getting a good idea of where we're at, in my opinion, because the Boston they're just so weak right now. It seemed like game one, they just kind of just like got tired. It seemed like they just didn't want to be there anymore. No one wanted to really take that step, or carry the load of putting their team on the back to get a W. So this team just wasn't a good test for us to really see where we're at. But next series, if we see Giannis, I feel like that's going to be the biggest test. And I feel like on paper, they match up pretty well with Brooklyn. You know what I'm saying? With Drew Holiday, Chris Middleton, Brook Lopez, all those guys who can shoot, all shooters. You know what I'm saying? They can stretch the floor out. They can hit jumpers. It might be an issue. So I'm waiting to see until we get there, so then we could really discuss, where we're at and what we're looking like. Because, like I said before, the paint's going to be wide open. We got no one to defend the paint. So, in Giannis's eyes, I feel like he's probably looking like, okay, if we see Brooklyn, this is about to be a field day because no one's going to be able to stay in front of me. The refs are going to give me the calls no matter who's in front of me. So I feel like that's going to be the better test. And I definitely think that they're going to blow them out tonight, and they're going to blow them out next game. I think Boston at this point is done. So
you think the brooms are out?
Brooms coming out. So I think we can get ready to be focused. We should be paying attention who's going to win the Milwaukee and Heat series. So forget Boston. Let's start getting ready for them now, because that's what's coming.
Hey, I'm not gonna lie. Boston doesn't. Yeah. Like I said, I literally just said, focus on the now so we don't let them slip away. But I'm gonna be honest, if you guys been watching the last two games, Tatum doesn't look like Tatum without JB out there. Marcus Smart is trying, man. He's trying everything he can, but they don't really got much, and that's the reality. Kemba, I think. Look, I'm pulling it out. Kemba's washed, man. Kemba is washed. They need to trade him, cut him, get as much value as they possibly can for him. Kemba is washed, man. I don't know what happened out there in Boston. He lost his confidence. He does not look like Kemba. Kemba once upon a time was compared to Kyrie's. Like, once upon a time, that was a big debate. He was in the Dame Lillard's, the Steph Curry's. He was, once upon a time known as one of the best point guards in the game. Unfortunately, in the last, 2-3 years, I haven't seen any of that. I haven't seen any of that from Kemba. That could be due to injuries. That could be due to the system. But he's just not that guy. And that's the reality. Boston's got a lot to work on. And Brooklyn, we just got to prepare for that. That next series is big, because that'll determine where where our heart is, where our defensive stance is, where our pride lies. Because it's a different game, man. It's a different game in the playoffs. And we're going to need to learn how to clog the paint, especially if we're getting ready for LA. And we're getting ready for the big dogs in the West. And we could potentially play Joker. We could potentially play Drummond. It's a lot of bigs, we might have to worry about in the West. So I think this would be a great test. And before I'm officially sold, we're going all the way to the chip. We got to see. We got to see what we look like against Philly. We got to see what we look like against Milwaukee. So,
absolutely.
It's time for our LinkedIn Business Fan Special. If you follow the Brooklyn Nets fan page on LinkedIn, you'll see a fan show in your feeds. Net fans provide your comments, questions for our show, and let us know if you want to be a guest on our show at any point, at any given time. Thanks again, guys, for coming out, and we'll see you guys next week.
To host a fan show or appear as a fan on a fan show, simply create a profile on Fan Media's iOS app or website. Select your teams and make a short intro video on your phone. Show hosts, reporters, former players, and superfans can use our Get Verified feature and make an intro video as well, and our mobile newsroom staff will reach out.